A person who purchases a unit in the strata development enters into a threefold legal relationship. Firstly, he is the individual owner of his unit. Secondly, he is a co-owner with all other owners of the common property and the land of the strata development. And thirdly, he is automatically a member of the owner's body, management body, to whom the management and maintenance of the scheme is entrusted. Harmony can only be achieved if the strata development is managed properly, the common property and the facilities managed adequately and regularly. The proper maintenance, efficient management, and ultimately the success of a strata development will depend on the steady flow of payment to the coffer of the common funds of the owner's body. In this episode, I would like to highlight our publication titled HBA Insight into Strata Management Legislation with the objective to a layman's guide to all things strata. Great winds of change are blowing into the housing landscape in Malaysia. For one, conventional housing accommodation is fast fading. No longer can residents and occupiers of any housing, landed or strata, assume that they are king of the castle and therefore unaffected by their external surrounding. Now, due to the interconnectivity between housing units, it is imperative that owners, occupiers, and anyone who is planning to live in the strata property know the boundaries, structure, and dynamics of a strata living concept so that mutual harmony and respect can be preserved within the strata housing community. Separate, yet part of the whole? Now, many of us living in apartments, condominium, townhouses, and SOHO, small office, home office, will probably be familiar with the term strata. We read and hear of terms such as strata title and strata property. The word strata is actually the plural word for stratum, which according to most dictionaries, such as Cambridge Dictionary, can mean one of the parts or layer into which something is separated. In Malaysia, strata generally refers to individual units of your homes within multiple layers of floors of your high and low property which are constructed upwards. Strata properties can also be within horizontal layers within gated guarded community where the facilities form part of the common area mutually shared by all the residents of a housing development. In Malaysia, the law relating strata properties are 1. The Strata Management Act 2013 SMA, 2. Strata Management Maintenance and Management Regulation 2015, and 3. Strata Management Tribunal Regulation 2015, which came into force on the 1st of June 2015. This set of strata legislation affects anyone and everyone who stays or owns any type of strata properties of both residential and commercial categories. When this strata legislation was implemented, we had a hard time trying to understand the legal language in these statutes. Running into a couple of hundreds of pages of law and regulation, this strata legislation posed a challenge even to those legally trained. We thought that if we had trouble dissecting the meaning, how much more difficult and confusing it would be for a layperson to comprehend, less understand. Even the most aspiring lawyer buruk may grit their teeth in agony after plying through this voluminous strata legislation which are full of legal and technical jargons. Now, the National House Buyers Association HBA then decided to rise to the occasion and started writing and publishing articles on this strata legislation published in numerous newspapers and online media. What HBA did was to simplify the language in this strata legislation and focused on various parts of the strata laws which were relevant to strata properties, owners, and occupiers alike, individual and as corporate body within a particular development. HBA has since launched its book entitled HBA Insight into Strata Management Legislation. Here are some of the pertinent issues that we are addressing in the book. Firstly, leakage. A strata living nightmare. An ongoing problem that many strata residents face is that leaking situation that nobody wants to take blame for. If you live in the high-rise building and have an interfloor leakage issue, you can be rest assured that you are not alone. Interfloor leakages is without a doubt one of the biggest problems faced by many dwellers of a high-rise building. Whilst the leakage may appear only in a particular parcel, the source of the leakage may lie in the parcel above or even elsewhere. The cooperation of more than one party is therefore required, without which one cannot even begin to identify the problem, let alone solve it. Two issues must be identified when there is an interfloor leakage. Firstly, the source of the leakage, and secondly, the person or body responsible for repairs and rectification. Who is supposed to identify the source of the leakage to start with? The person or body responsible, of course, you may say, but how do you know who is responsible before the cause of the problem is ascertained? A bit of a chicken and egg situation. Christian, will the new Management Act address all ceiling leakages? If so, how? What are the rights of these victims of leakage and responsibilities of owners of the unit above or other source that may be causing the leak? Secondly, know the type of resolutions under Strata Management Act. The property owners are often confused on the various types of resolution. It is important to appreciate that pursuant to SMA, Strata Management Act, there are 4 types, namely ordinary, special, comprehensive, and unanimous resolution. These 4 types of resolution require different threshold of votes in order to be legally effective. It is logical that different degree of threshold is required for different matters and clearer mandate. The table on our screen will simplify the understanding better. In our table, we did talk about the 4 resolution, its requirement and its purposes. Thirdly, know the differences between JMB, MC, and RA. Call it whatever you may. Joint Management Body, JMB, Management Corporation, MC, Resident Association, RA, they are all basically a community association of property owners looking out for their best interests. In the first two, it is a requirement by law for strata title property under the Strata Management Act, whereas RA, Resident Association, are voluntary organization registered as a society with the Registry of Societies. And many other topics like scope, jurisdiction, power of the Strata Management Tribunal, evolution from JMB to MC status, management bodies and committees, the new regime, how are the charges determined in various management period of a stratified development, and many others. While HBA is more than happy to continue educating its readers and members of the public on current property issues through its weekly articles, HBA feels that after more than 2 years of strenuous writing, it is timely to compile these articles on strata properties and legislation into a single volume. HBA strongly feels that HBA book can be of great help to anyone and everyone who wishes to understand the length and breadth of this complex strata legislation in easy readable language. The book covers a wide range of topics which makes information available at the reader's fingertips. Also, HBA, through the book, hopes to continue with its quest of educating owners and occupiers as well as to empower them through knowledge to exert their legal rights or to create a more beneficial structured housing community with each strata development through mutual respect of boundaries. HBA Insight into strata management legislation is relevant and suitable for any members of the public, property managers, executive, members of any joint management body and management committee, or just anyone who has the desire to understand strata property law in Malaysia. HBA book is also designed to provide valuable information before one embarks on buying into strata living concept. It is also to educate them to be aware of their rights and obligation in the strata community and their role in sharing responsibility. Now, this HBA book is retailed at $39.90. As much as HBA is deeply convinced that the book will be a useful publication, HBA does not receive any financial grant from the government or any third parties or corporation. Our HBA Insight into Strata legislation is being sold at $39.90 per copy. You may purchase online or email to us at info@hba.org.my, where we will forward the mail order form to you. Whatever meager sum generated by HBA-owned volunteers is used solely for the purpose of sustaining HBA's operation and activities. HBA in its current state continues to be an independent, non-governmental, not-for-profit organization. In this form, we are able to maintain our independence and champion the rights of buyers without fear or favor. There is no hidden agenda, such as the tenets of a purely voluntary organization such as ours. My next talk will be titled Condominium or Condominium. where I will elaborate to you the need to pay your share of charges and sinking fund, tolerance of your neighbors, and adherence of community rules, and 12 points what you must look out for when buying into stratified property. See you in the next episode. Cheers.